What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today, I got something a little different for you guys. We are having a little knife sale here today. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I'd love to have you here. And before you head out, do me a huge favor. Hit the thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, everyone. It really helps push the video out there so more people have a chance to check it out. And feel free to let me know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. So we have a couple of notes to touch on before we get started with the list. Firstly, I will have everything down in the description of this video, all the information that I'm going to say here right now. I will have my email down there, which is how I want you to contact me if you want something. You can say down in the comments that you want something, that is fine, but the final the final thing is going to be the email. I need the email so I can keep track of any and everything, and that's how there will be order placed if I get multiple emails on a given knife or set of knives. That way I can keep track of everything. So email me. It'll be first come, first serve. I will have the list of names and companies that the knives are. I'll have the sale price of each one, and if I feel like it, I'll put the retail price there, but definitely the sale price will be there. And then we can talk about a form of payment or two, depending on, I'm sure most people are going to have one of two different apps or payments. So we'll figure that out upon talking by email. Now, everything is priced to move very quickly. I want to have these what will sell or what can sell, what will sell. I want to have sold within 5 or so days, 6 days. That way, I have a chance to sell everything and I can get everything shipped out within that 5 to 6 day period. I want to use this money to go on a trip to basically acquire more knives, going to Blade Show in Atlanta. So I want to basically, whatever gets sold here today or through this video is basically ultimately just going to be going down there to get different knives to bring home and make videos on. I don't typically do knife sales. It's not something I like doing. I like to keep the knives that I buy and get and have, or I give the ones away that I ultimately decide to. So knife sales are not something I normally do, so don't get used to this per se. But I do have things priced to move here. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started with the first one. I think we covered everything. Oh, but if somebody says they want something and then I get multiple emails or more emails on a given knife that a person wants, I'm going to kind of set a time restriction. It isn't, I want this, but I'll get it in 4 days, and then me sit on the knife, and then it don't sell anyway. So if I get a couple people wanting a given knife, number one is going to have some time, but only so much time. I'm not trying to be prickly about the entire situation, but like I said, the stuff is on sale to move. If it doesn't get sold by the time I'm ready to leave, then the sale is pointless. After that, there's no reason for me to sell. So anything that's probably left, if anything, will be just staying here and being kept. So I'm not trying to be a prick about that type of thing. It's just that way everything can move as quickly as possible. But I will stay in contact with you. I ain't going to just, say you're number one and then sell it to number two and didn't say nothing, so that will not happen. So let's kick it off. We have the Kizer Torngat here. This is a Jonathan Styles design. We'll talk about the fit and the finish and everything with each knife. The Torngat here is going to basically be in almost perfect condition. A knife I took really good care of. Did some cut tests with it with some cardboard and some paper, but still has the factory edge. Still very, very good looking blade and handle. No distinguishing marks that I can see anywhere. It's going to be full retail $160. The sale price will be $110 on this knife. S35 VN, satin finish on the blade. I love that straight into the secondary edge that has a little bit of belly. Still got a pokey tip. Great sharpening choil. Nice ramp for your thumb to rest in the choked up grip. You have the Superman cutout, as I call it, for deployment. Titanium handle, we have a tie backspacer, and we have a tie clip that has an insert that looks like it should have been there for the blade. So that's a cool little design cue from Jonathan Stiles. Really like Jonathan Stiles' design language. I really like this knife. Definitely going to be one that I miss, but hopefully can find another home at a very good price, down to $110 from $160. Now, everything will have the proper box and or pouch with the knife. I should have all the boxes for all the knives. So the next up is going to be the Kubey Vagrant here. Now, where I could find it, if anywhere, they were basically priced right around $150. Each knife I looked, a couple different places. So this one was coming in right around $150 where I could even find it. I was going to go 90, but we're going to go 85 with this knife. And we're going to be getting S30V on that modified sheep's foot blade, elongated cutout. Great little utility style knife. Very snappy as well on the detent. We have titanium for the handle material, pocket clip, and backspacer. Just a great mid-size knife and great materials. Take it down to 85, and I think that's a very, very solid deal. There is, I don't know, I think this will come off. It's not something I guess I should have tried, but I'm not sure, but that's why I knocked even a little bit more off. I think like some candle wax or something got on there. Something got on here, and I haven't tried to get it off. I think with the right, if you probably took some alcohol, it would probably come off there. But that is really the only blemish on the entire knife. It's a really good looking knife. Love this knife. The Kubey Vagrant, one of the first experiences I had with Kubey. Fantastic little user though right there. Yeah, something I didn't ever think that I would sell. This is the SMKW exclusive Hogue Deka. 20 CV on the steel. That is the version 1. This is the SMKW exclusive. We have the Wharncliffe blade with the stonewash finish. We have dual thumb studs for the deployment. We have their crossbar lock. We have some red, white, and blue USA, because this is USA made. USA scales, and I believe they're G10. We have a lower mounted slim carry clip. Going to be reversible. Fantastic action. This thing is in perfect condition. There's no marks anywhere on this thing. It is beautiful. I really take care of my stuff, even the stuff I use and kind of abuse, but this is one that kind of didn't get a whole lot of use. It got carry, but not a whole lot of use. They are typically retailing for around $150, $140, depending on the model. I don't think you can get this one anymore, at least I don't think. I figured $100 would be good for that one. It's a good way. If you don't have anything USA made, $100, 20 CV, USA made. It's going to be a fantastic carry. 150 down to 100 for the Deka V1. Next up, we have the AM8 Knives Preyert 2. And this was another one that wasn't the easiest one to find in stock. We're getting Miguron's build quality, as this is their sister company. This is going to be coming in S90V. This is going to be a great way to get into a fantastic steel. If you don't have, any S90V or don't have much, it's some good stuff. And I've tested some Miguron S90V, and it performed very well in my opinion. So this one has a coated blade, kind of a modified clip point, very low in relation to the pivot. Nice sharpening choil. It's got dual deployment options with a very snappy detent. The cutout works very well. You can thumb and reverse flick this thing. We have diamond textured titanium handles. Very good looking knife with the black blade, satin hardware, and the blue handle. Milled tie clip. We have a tie backspacer, and that texturing is going to be on both sides of the knife. And I love that they chamfer this really deep and really soft, and then they put some micro milling on that as well. Very comfortable knife. These come in between right around 190, and I'm going to do 100 for this one here. That's the lowest I can really ever remember seeing this knife. I know I've seen it down on a big sale to like 145, 150. So 100, and this one is also in really, really good shape. There you can see it in the light. It is in very, very nice shape. A little bit of wear on the pocket clip there, but I think that's a fantastic price for this knife. The AM8 Preyert 2 coming in at 100. Next up, we have the Ferrum Forge. This is the Crux. And this is also another very hard knife to find in stock. I don't know if these are being made anymore. I'm not 100% sure. The cheapest I could find this exact version was $130. And when I say this knife is, there is a little bit of snail trail or a little bit of just usage marks basically from being in the pocket. But as far as the blade is concerned, and as far as actual any markings or anything, this is in very nice condition. These are going to retail for $130 for what I could find. I'm going to drop it down to $85 for the sale. And we're going to be looking at S30V for the steel. I don't know if we can bring it up there. Or no, S35, I'm sorry. It's S35. Satin finish, drop point, nice little choil there. Flipper tab for the deployment, nice and snappy. Good access to the lock bar. And then we have this nice heavy blast on the titanium handles, the milled clip, and the backspacer. Integrated lanyard hole back there. This is, for all intents and purposes, a full-size knife. Ferrum Forge does a fantastic job on their designs. Gonna be $130 down to $85 for the Crux. Next up, we have the Miguron Pagos 2. And don't worry, guys, I'm getting rid of a couple Miguron AM8s, but I have plenty more where those came from, so don't worry about it. But the Pagos 2 here is also another knife that's not the easiest thing to find in stock. So some of these knives you can't get, or you're going to have a hard time getting. This is coming in M390. We have a satin finish, kind of like a high polish finish on this straight back blade. We have dual thumb studs and a front flipper for deployment. Nice and snappy on the studs, and it's a pretty stout detent. So this front flipper, it works good, but the detent is pretty heavy, so you got to really get on it. But some people are going to really like that. I know I have enjoyed that heavier detent with the knife. This also has some really nice micro milling on the handles. Clean show side on the blade. Got the Miguron emblem there on the pivot. We have a brass pivot collar here, and then micro milling on this side with a milled clip, titanium clip, and we have a tie backspacer, internal weight relief. This is feels fairly substantial in the hand, but you know that it's a little bit lighter weight. Definitely a nice secondary carry or a nice gentleman's carry. Pagos 2, 190 down to 110. 190 is the lowest I could find the knife. And I think 110 is a fair price for that knife. Pagos too, 190 down to 110. Next up, we have the MKM Maximo. Full retail is 190. I believe this is an SMKW exclusive as well. Coming in at 190, I'm going to do 120 for this. This is M390. It's a Terzola design. MKM, black wash drop point blade with a mean swedge going to that tip. We have dual thumb studs and a rear flipper for deployment. Pretty nice on the detent. Great shape as far as the blade and the handle is concerned. We have this carbon fiber. I don't know if that's their lava flow or what that is. I forget what it is, but some sort of nice layered carbon fiber. Looks really good, like the red and black. We have a tie backspacer and a titanium rollover clip there, and a little integrated glass breaker there, if you will, and then great access to that lock bar. The Maximo, 190 down to 120. Nice little EDC knife right there. Next up, we have the Spyderco Yojimbo 2. This one was coming in around 190 to 200 pretty much everywhere I looked. I settled on 150 for this one here. It's S30V. If you can find this lower, I will match the price most likely. Satin finish on this Wharncliffe blade, hollow ground, ultra thin behind the edge, and still nice and pokey. This is another fantastic way to get into a USA made knife and or a Spyderco at a fantastic price. We have black textured G10, the standard Spyderco clip, which if you're looking for functionality and ergonomics with the pocket clip, this is a great clip in my opinion for functionality. Maybe not for aesthetics, no. I still think it looks fine, but I know what people mean when they say they want to replace it. Because I have myself, but I also enjoy the clip. But Lynch, MXG, a lot of other companies sell aftermarket clips, but that's the standard stock clip right there. The Yojimbo 2 down to 150. Great condition on the blade and the handle as well. I don't know if there's any markings whatsoever on this blade. It's in really good shape. Spyderco's S30V is the tops of the tops. The Spyderco Yojimbo 2 speaks for itself. Next up, this is going to be another version that you just aren't going to find. This is the Miguron Centurion 2. This one is going to be coming in S90V, I believe. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, right there. Yeah, this is going to be coming in S90V. It's a beautiful knife. This is old school Miguron in a sense. The Centurion here, I could find it for between 160 and 190 is, you know, the range. I found the ones that are in stock. This one with the blue marbled carbon fiber cannot be found anymore. They did a blue one and they did a red one. It's got titanium studs, beautiful finish on the blade, tie backspacer, and a milled clip that matches the flow of the handle. Plus, you have that blue marble carbon fiber on the lock side as well. 160 to 190, and I'm going to say 100 for the sale, and that is a fantastic knife at a great price. Here's another knife that's had basically no use other than a little bit of cut testing with the edge. And there's a fly that's going to get the bug assault. So this is the Endela Wharncliffe in K390. Going to be a good way to get some K390 at a good price. These, when in stock, when you can find them, are like $140 to $150. So not crazy expensive for a Spyderco. I'm going to ask $100 for it. This is, like I said, guys, in mint condition. It was basically to kind of check the knife out and kind of see what that K390 is all about. This is going to be a mid-lock with the FRN handles and the standard Spyderco clip. Lightweight, and this is, I believe, yeah, their Seki City, Japan operation. Going to be a great utility user, and it's going to have edge retention forever, pretty much. Great little knife coming in at $100 on the sale. Next up is going to be another one that I really don't want to get rid of either. The AM8 Knives Gladiator 2. This has a great size and a great blade shape for EDC and just work-related stuff. S90V for the steel. We have titanium thumb studs for deployment, along with a very well done front flipper. Great jimping on that front flipper all the way up and all the way over. Great knife. This is kind of what reinstilled my love back again for AM8 and Miguron. Nice titanium stone-washed handles, matching clip and backspacer, all in titanium. Exposed tie frame lock, the tie studs. This knife is going to be coming in at $160 was where I could find it, full retail, and I'm going to ask $100 for the knife. It's in really good condition. There is a little bit of pencil mark and some markings on the blade that some of these knives, guys, I have not cleaned. These are coming out of my case, so some of them have smudges and some other marks and whatnot, but if there's any like nasty scratches or anything like that, I will definitely tell you. But these knives, for the most part, guys, are all in really good shape. Stonewash looks fantastic. It's a perfect handle finish to take on wear and tear and use, but that has a nice stonewash finish on the titanium handles. The Gladiator 2, $160 down to $100. Next up, we have the Finch Roadrunner. Retails for $145, and I'm going to put it up for $90. 154 cm, and these are pretty hard to find in stock right now as well. 154 cm, nice drop point style blade there, kind of a stiletto style point actually. You kind of have this double imitation finger guard, very stiletto-y. Good detent, good flipper action, and you can front flip it with the right technique. I forget, yeah, you can do some different stuff with it, but it's not really meant for it. It's more of a rear flipper. And then it has steel for the handle material, and then we have this red wood inlay with the glow-in-the-dark Finch symbol. We have a steel milled clip. Definitely a unique looking knife. The stiletto is kind of a forever style design, but Finch definitely put a little traditional modern twist on it. 145 down to 90 for the Roadrunner. Next up is going to be the QSP Hawk, and this is one of the more premium Hawks from QSP. These typically, this particular one is $125 full retail, and they go up to like $150 depending on the material or what carbon fiber. These are going to be coming in S35 VN. This has an awesome finish on the blade. It's got a hand satin on the flats and then a machine satin on the primary. Nice drop point, dual thumb studs, and a rear flipper for deployment. Nice and snappy, great closing action. These typically are $125, going to go down to $75 with this one. It's got these marbled carbon fiber handles Very good looking stuff. And then we have a deep carry clip there, and this one is not going to be reversible. We have great access to the liner there, very easy to disengage, and then it's got nice controlled hydraulic action. And like I said, that detent is perfect. Good size on this knife as well. This is 125 down to 75 for the QSP Hogue. So, and this is for people who maybe are looking for a really good deal on something, or just something even a little bit more affordable. I'm offering up a couple sets of doubles. This one is the Civivi Chevalier, which is right around 70. The Kubey Ruckus here in this form is no longer available, so it's actually a discontinued model. They still make the Ruckus, but this particular one I probably shouldn't sell, but I'm going to. Coming in between 60 and 70 for the retail price. The Chevalier comes in, I believe, is it 14C? Or no, it's Nitro V for this one, I think. Where did they put that? Oh, up there. You can't even see it. Maybe this one is 14C. Yeah, this one's 14C. They did a couple different things. It'll be hard to see. Sheep's foot blade, stonewash finish, fuller and rear flipper tab for deployment. Textured G10, has a deep carry clip that will be reversible. Good solid action on this thing. The combo is going to go to $80 from $70 and $60 respectively. Aus 10 on this drop point blade. Really nice looking knife. Copper bolster. Green G10 for the secondary handle material. Deep carry clip. And it will be reversible. This has incredibly snappy action. Very snappy. Easy to disengage. It will drop to your thumb and then just hydraulically close after that. Fantastic action on both of these. 70 and 60 down to 80 for the pair, the Chevalier and the Ruckus. The next pair is going to be the Real Steel Sacra, which comes in around 70, and the Artisan Cutlery Accelerator, which comes in around 95 to 100. I'm going to ask 100 for the pair. Now, the Accelerator is going to be coming in RPM 9. It's a beast of a knife. A massive knife that you could use to maybe chop down a tree even with it, but it's got a really cool handle to really spread out all over the place. Ton of different grips. Big cutout for deployment. Coated, kind of a harpoon clip point style blade, and just a massive knife. Micarta, very nice micarta. We have a bronze pivot collar there. We have a milled clip here. Just a really cool, really oversized knife here. And then the Sacra is going to be more of your small to mid-size carry, but this thing is going to be a ultra EDC knife for you. K110 coated, nice little drop point style of blade here. Fuller for aesthetics, very comfortable. Thumb studs, nice strong springs, very good tabs on the crossbar lock, very easy and comfortable to disengage. Very snappy action on the open, and the close is really good. As soon as you pull down, that thing is going home. G10 on G10. This is a model that they do the integral steel frame, so you have what acts like a full-length backspacer. It is extremely comfortable in hand. We have a nice minimal deep carry clip that's been recessed. It will be reversible. Love this knife so much. I have a couple of them, different ones actually. Love it to death. 95 and 75 for the pair total. Retail 100 for the pair on the sale. Like I said, guys, that'll wrap this one up. Email me if anything looks interesting. If you want to, make sure you put in there that you want to. If you want one of the two sets, make sure you let me know, hey, I want this, this one and this one, or this one and that one type of a deal, right? So everything will be down in the description of this video. Shoot me an email if you want something or several of things, and then we will talk from there. Like I said, don't comment it down below and think that's it. You can comment it down below, but still send me that email. That's the finalized statement, right? That's what I need to see, because I might see your comment, but I'm not going to see, it's not how I'm going to run the sale. So shoot me an email and we will go from there with everything. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have an awesome day. I'll throw up a couple of other videos. You can go check one of them out. I will catch you on the next one.